I teased at the start of the show that there is a new most interesting person in the NFL. And I would wager, and it's a betting show, so I would wager that the vast majority of our audience, maybe you have an idea of who this person is, but you have no idea why this person is so interesting right now. That person is Indianapolis Colts owner Carlie Irsay-Gordon, the daughter of the recently deceased Jim Irsay, the longtime owner of the Indianapolis Colts. I want everybody to listen to Carlie Irsay-Gordon from a press conference this week when she was asked by reporters why she has an earpiece, like a headset on the sideline, listening to what the coaches are saying. Take a listen to this.
I need to learn more about this. I need to be able to say, is this person full of BS? Do they even know what they're talking about? And I think one of the things that being on the headset has really helped me learn is it's such a complex organism, a football team and how it operates. And on game day, and you could say, oh, that person ran that route wrong. When you learn to find, oh, someone tagged the wrong wide receiver, and it wasn't really the player's fault. It was the person that called it. So it also helps us be able to know, where do we need to make tweaks? What resources do we need? What do we need to fix? So much of it comes down to how we operate and how things work. And the headsets, I would suggest it for anyone else that has to pay coaches and GMs millions and millions of dollars. It helps you make a less expensive mistake, potentially.
Couple things. Number one, and I'm going to ask the question, and I'm going to lay out for a few seconds. And I want everyone watching and listening to answer this question in your head, just after knowing nothing else and just hearing that soundbite. Is she the best owner in sports already? And if she's not the best owner in sports already, top 10, top 3, top 5, top 5, top 5. That is extraordinary from Carlie Irsay-Gordon. Give me the headset, because I want to hear what they're saying, and I want to know who's making the mistakes. Is it the player or is it the coaches? And I'll tell you what. This is so now, assuming that she's telling the truth and this is she really wants to be great, and time will tell. It seems like it, right? We'll take her at her word. She seems like a psycho. And I mean that in the best possible way. A psycho in the way Tom Brady is psychotic. Or Michael Jordan, we'll talk about him next segment. Michael Jordan is psychotic. The way that anyone who is driven to be great, and I'm not saying that I'm at the level of these people, I'm not, but I want to be great, and I feel like I can be psychotic. And it's not just, I'm not the only person in this field that you can say that about. A lot of people want to be great. And and if you really want to be great, you have to have some level of psychosis about you, because that's what it takes. You're a coach on that staff. Man, I'll tell you what, you gonna be on your P's and Q's on game day, because she's listening. She's listening. And you might be saying, wow, they don't need that pressure. Let me tell you something. I used to work with former NFL MVP Rich Gannon. Once upon a time, when I was an executive producer at Sirius XM NFL Radio. Rich is one of the best guys of all time. And Rich had a great quote. Some people feel pressure, and some people apply pressure. She's applying pressure. And now it's up for all the people that work for her to show that pressure is not going to break them, but turn them into diamonds. Because that's what pressure does if you take it the right way. I love this from Carlie Irsay-Gordon. Is it any surprise when you hear that? And when you watch the Colts on the field, that this is one of the best teams in football this year. 7-1. Historically great offense to this point. And I added the caveat earlier this week. Like, just because they're historically great through 8 games does not mean they will be historically great through 12 games or 15 games or 17 games, a full regular season. It doesn't mean that. But this offense is tremendous. And there's diversity all over the place in the skill positions. You've got a wide receiver in Michael Pittman, who's an excellent possession receiver. You've got Alec Pierce, who's a stud deep threat, and now he's worked on so many different parts of his game. Josh Downs is a world-class slot receiver. Tyler Warren does it all at the tight end position, and Jonathan Taylor might be the best football player in the league. They're so good, and I was so wrong about the Colts. This Sunday, the Colts are going to travel to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. And that disgusting, hideous, pathetic, grotesque disgrace to professional football defense. How do you think that's going to go? The Steelers can win the game. Of course they can. I don't think they will. I bet Indianapolis -3. The Steelers can win. How does it happen? 38-35. 34-31. 31-28. That's how it's happening. They're not holding this offense down. It is not happening. Their defense stinks, and the Colts offense is really good. Indy is going to be 8-1 after this week. We're already in week 9 in the NFL. And time flies when you're having fun. And I'm not looking to, bounce too far into the future here. But I do just want to flag this and bring it to everybody's attention. The Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday are going to go into Buffalo and beat the Bills. Not a prediction, a spoiler. Kansas City will beat the Bills. In Week 12, the Kansas City Chiefs will host the Indianapolis Colts. And when I just said that sentence out loud, I got a shiver down my spine. As Chris Matthews once said about Barack Obama, a thrill just ran up my leg. I can't wait for that game because those are the 2 best teams in the AFC. Not Denver, who has a Bo Nix problem. Not the Chargers, with holes on both sides of the ball. Not the Bills, with that brutal defense. And not the Ravens with their brutal defense or the Steelers with their brutal defense. It's Kansas City and Indianapolis, and y'all pay homage to the man or the woman, Carlie Irsay-Gordon. Woo!